Hello guys and girls, how's it going? Screezilla here, and something a little bit different. As you will see, I'm actually in the picture for a change. How's it going? Now, today I'm just going to be talking to you about tank periscopes, or tank viewfinders, or the tank view, basically. Now, what you're looking at right now is actually me through a Leopard 1 viewport. Now this is the little tiny viewports that you'll see on the front of the tanks. Now we're using the Type 74 here because it has the exact same lens in it and the exact same part. But you see just at the front there of the tank where the driver sits. So let's just... oh, no, that actually pauses the game. Where the driver sits there. These are those little lenses that are in the tank. And what you're looking at right now is me through one of said lenses. Now, you get quite a good view in War Thunder with this mode on. You can actually set this in your controls to actually have sort of a truer view of your tank through this sort of viewport. It's not exactly correct because it's a little bit too wide. The driver wouldn't be sitting this close, so it would be a little bit smaller. And what you're seeing right now with me is, again, a little bit smaller because, well, you're very close to the lens. In actuality, what you would probably be seeing is... let me just try and get the camera in the exact spot for us. You'd be looking at this, basically, most of your trip. Which is not great. It's not a very good view. But you do get some view from it, and that's the part that we're talking about today. I'm also going to be talking about sort of what they're made of, and that's something that's important in War Thunder because, well, these things are invincible. So, let's just hop out of the tank there and let's talk about this in the actual how it's made, and let's show you what they are. So I'm just going to switch the camera around. There we go. So, this here, as you can see, is the viewfinder. Now, I was actually trying to take it apart this morning. Sorry, not great view because of the glare there. Try and get it in a less glary view. It's a bit hard to see, in all honesty. But, as you can see, it's a very tough piece of metal around a very tough piece of glass with a very good mirror inside. Now, the glass is toughened glass. So it's got either side of it, it's got a plastic sheen, like a very thin plastic layer. But it is glass. So it's got almost like a polycarbonate part glass and then polycarbonate again. And polycarbonate is a very high index tough material. It's used for making bulletproof glass. Now this stuff is pretty much bulletproof because, well, the glass lens itself is about 2 inches thick, which gives it quite a good thickness, but also the polycarbonate material stops it from shattering. So when a bullet actually hits it, the bullet won't go through, but it will shatter. It might crack the lens or something like that. And inside at the back there, got a good picture of my groin there, which you probably don't want to see, you can see there's the mirror. And as we go around, you can see the mirror. So if you get it in the perfect spot, you'll sort of be able to see that mirror in there a bit as well as my forehead. And that mirror is a very, very expensive mirror. It's I think it was actually made by Zeiss originally. Now, these things are very weighty. Just holding it in one hand is enough to make me start shaking because it is just so heavy. The thing is, though, they're not designed to stop a tank round, which we kind of get in-game, which is kind of awkward. As we've all had in our experience, we've shot at a tank and we've managed to hit it perfectly in the viewport and nothing happens. There we go, we're dropping down, but let's just hold it in this position. See if I can actually get this set up with my phone. Probably not going to be great. Oh, no, that's not great. As you can see here, live camera footage. I'm very good at that. There we go, perfectly angled. Perfect view of what's on screen and also of the game on the other side. But as you know, you'll fire at a viewport. Let's just find one here. Now, hopefully, we'll be pretty spot on. Now, we're probably going to penetrate at this distance. There we go. We've actually managed to penetrate one of these glass lenses. But we are using very... we were using armor-piercing thin scale... We were using the highest penetration shot. Let's just switch to a... just a Savo shot. Discarding Savo. Let's fire up with the cupola up there. Hopefully, I think that's about one. A little bit high. And you'll know from experience that these shots don't cause much damage to this area. Well, it's kind of realistic in a sense. As we see there, we go straight into the optics port and do nothing. But at the same time, it's kind of unrealistic as well. There we go, that's a much better shot, just to show you. So, what would happen is if a shot went into one of those optics ports, it would sort of... There's two separate optics ports, so there's two of these in line with each other. You have it as a periscope setup, so you have one at the bottom and one at the top. So the top one there is to view forwards, and the bottom one there is to view backwards. And you sit behind it, and then you can watch what's happening. Now, of course, if a shell hits that optics port dead on, it's probably going to get caught in between all the stuff. It's going to destroy the optics port, of course, but it will still cause shrapneling. So, yeah, they do need to fix this problem. It's a very irritating issue, especially on some of the older tanks, because with the older tanks, they sometimes just had a single glass shield covering them, whereas with more modern ones like the T55 here, it's the dual setup. So as you see, we go through that. We're going to keep going through the tank and keep causing damage. So yeah, so that's really what the optics port is, and that's the view you would sort of get from the optics port if you were looking at it just directly, is everything would be upside down and in the wrong spot. But as I say, you do have two of these in line. So let's just flip this around the other way. Let's just try and get a good view. Oh, harder than I thought. And there you go. And you can still see it's upside down and everything's not quite right. And again, that's because we're looking through a single one of these. When you have two of them in line, you start getting the proper view. As I did say, I did want to pull this apart and actually show you properly what it looks like, but unfortunately the German build quality is very good, and I've got the screws out, which took me about an hour with some hammering and stuff like that, but there's actually a nice bit of metal around the edges to stop it falling out if the screws were taken out in battle. The actual armour on this thing's quite thick as well. It's about, I'd say it's probably about 2 inches, 3 inches thick. No, probably more than that actually. It's probably about 1 mm to 2 mm thick, sorry. And the back section is very thick indeed. This back section here is sloped, as you can see. And this is, you know, so when firing from behind, it's got some angling and bits like that to it. As I say, these would sit forwards like this if it was sticking out said tank, and these were actually the ones which were placed on top of the tank. I don't have any of the internal ones, unfortunately, so they're a bit muddy and a little bit worse for wear. But even after many, many years of service, these were ex-Australian Leopard pieces. They're still in very good condition. Okay, guys, look, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my setup, if you've ever wondered what my desk looks like. And this is me, Scree. And this is my room. I'll show you all this stuff now. My Bentley stuff. A lovely pink bedspread. Cupboards. Yes, yeah, nothing special. But that is basically how it works. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day, and I will see you next time. This is Screezilla out. Bye-bye.